Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm being joined by my co-ranger in this journey of podcasting, and that is my sister Vetta.
Hi guys.
All right, hi. And on this episode, so for this theme for this month is the double feature where we do a movie and its remake. So we review two movies. And so this one, we are doing one of my personal favorites, and we are reviewing Power Rangers, and we're doing the 1995 one and the 2017 one. And so we're going to review those, all right? But before we get started on reviewing these movies, we are going to ask the most important question. And Veta, that is, what are you drinking?
I am drinking an ooze.
Ooh, look at you.
Well, and it's supposed to be green, so it's supposed to have sour apple schnapps to make it green. But I added whatever the blue one and the red one is. I think it's like blue something and watermelon to make it purple because ooze in the 1995 version is purple.
Oh, right on.
Not
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, no, that makes
It's
sense.
just
That makes sense.
schnapps, vodka, and a little Sprite. It's delicious.
Right on. Okay, so mine, okay, you can't see it. It's purple, so it makes sense,
It looks
but
black.
well, it was okay. So this is what happened was it does look black if you can see it on screen. It was layered, like the alcohol was layered, and I had did different colors of because this is called the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Ooh.
And it was layered, the alcohol was layered, or the liquids were layered, but then the ice moved and mixed it all together. And I was like, no, you ruined the visual of it, you fucker, and everything. So, but this is so it starts off with red. For the Red Ranger, it's red grenadine, and then well, grenadine is red. And then it's for the Blue Ranger, it's blue curacao.
Yep.
And then for the Yellow Ranger, you put pineapple juice. And then for the Black Ranger, you do vodka, but they said to mix something in there, but I just used food coloring and made it black. And then on top, you're supposed to do around the rim powdered sugar and then crushed dried strawberries. But I'm like, who's got time for that shit? I'm not fucking Betty Crocker over here. So I just put some strawberry lemonade on top and everything. And it is quite delicious. I'll tell you right now, the Power Rangers are yummy.
Oh, and you couldn't turn into Tom Cruise in that Cocktails movie?
Well, I did. I had to use a spoon and dump it all in there so that way it kind of like waterfalled into it, so it
Yep.
didn't just slush in there. As soon as the ice moved, it just you could see them all mixing. I was like,
That would
no.
have been a fun effect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If everybody got to
You
see
should
it.
have just played it off that it was a Power Ranger, but you made it black because black was your favorite, even though
I
I know
guess
black was not your
it
favorite.
wasn't. That's exactly the next question I'm going to ask you, Veta, is what is your favorite Power Ranger? Who's your favorite Power Ranger? In both
Well,
movies, in both movies. The first movie,
okay,
which is
well,
your
in the
favorite?
first movie, it all depends because I was in high school at that time. So
Hmm.
I go at that time the White Ranger because he was a hottie patati at the time.
He was a
Um,
patty patati.
but as like a female actress, pink for sure.
Mm.
In the second one, I liked yellow and pink,
Oh,
the
gotcha.
two
Okay.
girls. They were
Right on.
fun.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I get it.
What
Well, in
about you?
the first one, I loved the Pink Power Ranger. Of course, I had the hugest crush on Amy Jo Johnson. I still do. She's still great. And then for the second one, I don't know if if I get to count this one, but I liked the Green Ranger, Rita Repulsa. To be honest, I was like, I get homegirl stance here and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, but if I have to pick one of the Power Rangers, I guess I'll pick the Black Power Ranger, Zach.
Yeah.
I mean,
How much did you love Elizabeth Banks as the Green Power Ranger?
I
As
mean,
Rita?
she was fine. But, okay, so the whole thing
It
about
took
her.
me a minute to figure out who the frick it was. I'm
Oh,
like,
did it? Oh, okay.
yeah.
See, I knew it. Well, okay, real quick. Had you seen both these movies before we watched this during this
No.
podcast?
I
Oh
know
no.
I know that you saw the one in 95 in theaters, but
In theaters.
yeah, I did not because I was like,
Too old. Yeah, you were
yeah, I was
like,
going into like my senior year of high
yeah, I
school.
get it.
Like,
I get it.
no. The only way I would have gone is if I was made to take you, and even then I would put you in that movie and go see a different one.
Right on, I get it. What about the 2017 version? Have you seen that?
No, I
Oh,
hadn't seen
gotcha.
that either.
Right on. Yeah. Okay. Well, I had seen both, so it
I'm
was
sure.
fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, okay. Can we? I want to talk. Okay, let's talk about Rita in that second movie because you had mentioned her. I love how, first off, I love that they started her off as the Green Ranger. I thought that was really clever and
Yeah.
everything. And I love that the opening scene is the only scene that I actually like in this movie, this second movie, because I was like, when he's all like, got that, the Yellow Ranger turns into that weird like alien, then she dies because she's like, I can't breathe or some shit. And then he's like, touche no, and everything. I was like, why do they got to talk all weird? Like, just talking regular, okay? And then she's like, Zordon and everything. And I'm like, Elizabeth, why do you have to talk all weird in a weird language? Okay. But then I love how okay, the ship lands behind him, right?
Mm.
Then there's that crystal that's sitting there. I was like, where'd this fucking crystal come from? And everything. And I love how he buries the little stones or whatever. And then she is okay, I don't know where they're standing at, but she's standing there, and then she gets blasted off into the ocean. I was like, were they on a cliff? I'm like, they did not establish this shit.
It
They
was
were
a
just
very poor setup
yeah, and
for
everything.
sure.
Yeah. And then I was like, so I watched this with my kids, and they're all like, how did she survive? I was like, that is an excellent fucking question, because she didn't even put herself in a
She
cocoon.
eats gold. Hello.
Yeah, well, yeah, but how did she survive in the ocean for millions of years? And she looked all Zorgified, but I was like,
Apparently,
she
because
is not
she's
dead enough.
green, she's like a fishy. I don't know. I think she should have been the Yellow Ranger, not the green, because she ate gold. Shouldn't she have eaten emeralds if she was the green Power Ranger?
Well, because you had to make Goldar, and Goldar was one of the henchmen from the original show.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. She should have been yellow, not
Yeah.
green.
Well, and she was very like homely looking like the whole time. She had like crap in
And
her
yellow's
face.
always a girl.
Yeah, the Yellow Ranger in this one was a girl.
No, no, I know, but
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to say
green's not.
that is true. That is true. They changed it up just for this movie.
Yeah.
But in the original show, she gives the Green Ranger his powers.
Mm.
And because he's got the green dragon candle, I think that's what it's called or something like that. It's very good. It was a 6-part episode or 6-episode arc. And the thing about it was the first time that arc happened on the TV show with the Green Power Ranger, me and our twin brother, my twin brother, not your twin
I
brother,
was
but we didn't see the first 5 episodes because it was during the week and we didn't know there was a 5-part episode thing. So then we saw the finale episode and we're like, what's happening? There's a Green Ranger? What? And
Was
everything.
this the Power Ranger episode that you recorded over our brother's wedding to see?
Probably. It was worth it though. It was worth it. Like all 22 minutes of it. It was worth it. Okay. So I want to hop over to the 95 version, okay? So I just want to say how much I love this movie, even if I don't care. It's just ridiculous, but at the same time, I was loving every minute of it, watching it, rewatching it for this podcast. I love okay, I'll say this and then I want you to get your take on it. I loved how the first scene is them jumping out of a plane, right? And then they land on the little target and then they save the observatory, which I'm like, I don't understand how you guys save the observatory, but whatever. And that was like a 5-minute sequence, right? Then there's another 2-minute sequence of them rollerblading. I'm like, how many fucking sequences of them traveling are we gonna see before they do something? And there was another 60 seconds of them going to the lair. And I was like, man, these guys just hop from one place to another for a while. What did you think about that?
So my whole thing is first of all, they're on the airplane and they're clearly high schoolers. How
Mm-hmm.
many high schoolers do you know that have taken all the classes to be able to skydive by themselves and to be so good to hit a target? And I think it was like a bowl-a-thon type of thing where
Mm-hmm.
people pledged money and if they hit the bullseye or whatever,
Yeah.
that's what I'm assuming. But my whole thing is why, when they were jumping out of the plane, did they all have to say a little catchphrase?
Oh my God, that was so good. I loved every
And
minute of it.
and then while they're in the air, like it spends so much time. The whole movie spends so much time watching them jump and flip around and do arm sequences.
God, I
like,
loved it.
like I'm like, oh, they're so special.
My God, I loved every minute of it.
And the like acting was like they were reading it off of, like they wrote it as they were going along, and someone's like, "Oh, hold up the card with this on
Like
it,"
it
and
was an
that's what they
SNL
did.
skit.
But that's what made it great. Like I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot all about this," because I'd only seen a few episodes like while you guys were watching like after school or whatever.
Right.
But man, I forgot how much it was like, "Oh my God, did you see that?
Right.
No, where?"
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, yeah, I loved how okay, so they these construction workers, they dig up Ivan Ooze, his little egg or whatnot, in that claw, which I love that claw. And then Rita Repulsa and Zed, Lord Zed, they come down. The Goldar was there, but that little pig creature was made just for this movie because I don't remember him in that show. And I love how they opened up, and Rita is all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I want that Ivan Ooze dick because Zed over here ain't giving it to me with his big brain out, like all exposed and shit."
Right.
And he sends that he Zed sends them on a quest to destroy Zordon of Altar and everything. And I love how he's like, "What have you ever heard of Zordon of Altar?" And he's like, and I was like, "You could have just said yes, okay? You're being dramatic, honey." So then the Power Rangers show up and they get into a fight with his Ooze Patrol or whatever they are. His
Is
little guys.
really a distraction so he can send his henchmen to kill
Yeah,
Zordon.
so he can go kill Zordon. Yeah.
Yep.
And he killed Zordon. And I love how when they're fighting the Ooze guys, I love how you like you said they all have their little catchphrases. They're like over here and like you guys make me sick, sick, sick. And I'm all like, you guys, you don't need to talk while fighting. Fighting takes enough breath as it is and oxygen. You don't need to add words to it. It's fine. It's fine.
It's something funny where,
Mhm.
you throw them in a freezer and say, "Go cool off," something like that. But not as you're starting the fight.
Right,
You're
right,
talking smack before you've even won, and it's shitty, chirping to begin with.
right on. So then Zordon's dying and everything because he gets, kicked out of his beaker.
And why did nobody get him a pillow? He's just laying on all
Right on
those
those
broken
crisps.
crystals.
Yeah. Like it's like with his little
Right?
nubs for feet and no
A
arms and he's like
pillow, a
uh,
blanket. I mean, make the man
yeah, and then
comfortable.
Kimberly was like, all like, you're a father to some of us who don't have fathers. And I'm like, oh, get the fuck out. What is this, Shakespeare now? And I love, oh, so then he sends them to that planet, which I don't remember the name of the planet off the top of my head,
I
but
don't
don't,
either.
yeah, it does.
But how much did you, as a teenage boy, love the little Amazonian lady in her little
Oh,
skimpy
I
bikini?
want to, it's Planet Phaedos. All right, I want to
Yeah.
talk about her. Okay, so her name was Dulcia, by the way, okay? Dulcia shows up, and I'm just telling you right now, she is giving cunt right off the bat. Like she's just throwing attitude right off the bat. And then she's talking to them like they're big idiots. He's like, we're here to get the power. And she's like, the bones are littered with those who have tried. And I'm all like, okay, honey, dial it back, okay,
Yeah, we're
because
not in Lord of the Rings.
exactly.
This is an after school TV show slash movie. Calm down.
Exactly. And it's like I've only seen one set of bones, so we need to just like chill out. Littered with the bones. We're like the one person, and that looked like a creature, a beast of burden, if you will. But I love how she takes him to that temple, right? Oh, after they fight the Tengu warriors, and all they really need to do was get one of those plastic whirly things from the 90s and spin that around to get him to go away. And anyways, so I love how she takes him to that temple and she's like, "This is the ancient temple of the Ninjetti." And I'm all like, "Why don't you just say ninja? Like, what's going on? Like, why you guys got to be all the British trying to sound all fancy by saying regular words?" And so she gives them their powers, right? And they're all animal spirits and everything. And I'm
They're
like, "Great,
different than what they are when they're on Earth.
you're right."
Because it's like white tiger is, but on this planet he's
He's
a
a
falcon.
white
The
falcon,
one
yeah.
guy's all depressed because he's a frog, which I
Right.
would be too.
Yeah,
That
me too. Yeah. Even though
she's
she
all like,
tried to,
"But you kiss him and you get a prince," and I'm like, "No,
yeah, that's no,
mm-mm,
yeah, that wouldn't make me feel better about the
this
frog
isn't Disney.
situation. Yeah,
No,
yeah, exactly. So okay, so then when they go to get the power, right, they fight off a big triceratops made of bones, and then they fight off these rock warriors, and then they get the power, and I'm like, That doesn't seem that hard. You guys made it
I
sound like it
was
would be
like,
way harder. Like,
I was like, why did so many people die doing
yeah,
this? And what
exactly.
killed them? Because their bones were by the beach and they walked through a fucking jungle.
Yeah, and then like they were inside like a mountain cave or whatever. Like I just expected like the floor to be lava or like a temple of doom or something along the ways, but
Oh,
no,
how much fun
no.
would that be after they beat everybody? They had to do that quick change like Indiana Jones does, but no matter what, the giant boulder
That would have
comes
been
again.
good.
That would
I
have been
mean,
nice.
granted, I still love this movie, even though that would have been
Or
good.
or if it would have had one of those little like remember that game show on Nickelodeon, the temple.
Temp. Oh. What is it called?
Yeah. Ah,
No, hold on. I'm looking it up right now. I'll edit all this
oh
out.
my God, I can't believe I can't remember it.
It's called The Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Okay. So I really wish it would have like turned into like an episode of Legend of the Hidden Temples because that would have been awesome.
That
Like
would have been
after they
so
beat
good.
the rock monsters and the dinosaurs, now they got to make it through all these like different obstacles. That would have been cool.
That would have been so good. That would have been so good. Oh, did you notice when they were fighting in the Great Power Rock Cave or whatever? Billy kills that one by like splitting it in half. And he's like, "Talk about a splitting headache." Did you notice that was totally not the actor? That was totally
Yeah.
a chick. Like I was like, your body frame is so different. Okay, I'm sorry.
You can also notice that when they're in the very beginning, when they're parachuting, because the White Ranger stunt double clearly was not the same size on that a snowboard,
Right.
which really you're parachuting with a snowboard, but that's a whole you weren't jumping, you did not in Colorado going down a mountain. So, but anyways, yeah, so they fought off the rocks and they got the power.
Right. And so then he goes, then they okay, so while all this is taking place on Earth, they go and
Oh,
Ivan Ooze has
turned into an
enslaved.
infomercial.
Yeah, and enslaved, which was a horrible infomercial, by the way. He's like, "Let's get sticky," and I'm like, "No, ew,
And I'm
is
like,
that an innuendo?"
why are you giving an explanation? You're giving it away for free. So just start handing it out. Kids love
Exactly,
slime.
exactly. And it was basically like he was just these parents, which by the way, okay, so that father goes in, he's like, uh Dusty, whatever that kid's name is, I don't remember. He's like, "Yeah, hey Dusty, you here?" And then he sees the ooze, the slime on the counter, and he's just like, "Oh, what's this?" And he opens it. Why are you mad? Why would you be if my kids brought home slime? I would just be like, "All right, it's slime, whatever." I wouldn't
Our
even.
mom would not have responded
Oh
that way.
yeah,
She'd be
for
like, why
sure.
the hell is this in my
Yeah,
kitchen?
she would have
Get
just
this out of
yeah.
my kitchen.
Yeah. So I'm
I
just
cook
like,
in here.
yeah, and so I was just like, this is ridiculous. And they dig up and refurbish his evil Zords. I can't remember what it is, what they're called or whatever. So then the Power Rangers come back and they fight off Ooze with their Zords and defeat him by kicking him in the nuts into a comet.
Yes.
And they save the day and everything. And then the fireworks are going off and everything. And you're like, yay, Power
And the little
Rangers.
boy saves the parents by
Oh,
using a
yeah.
fireman's hose and spraying giving them a shower pretty much and
Yeah.
cleaning them up of the ooze.
Which I just want to say that fall from that little cliff, I feel like some of them could have survived. Like maybe a broken leg here and there, maybe some of them died, but I feel
As
like a
long
lot.
as they didn't land on their head, they maybe a broken
Yeah,
hip. Some of them were
maybe.
old.
Yeah,
Okay, can we talk about two real quick? I just want to hop back a minute and laugh at when they made the dad, not just some random dad when they were digging dance.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the dad, they were like every type of dance they pulled out, he was doing.
Mhm.
His ballet was not good.
It was not good. It was not good, but yeah, no, that was crazy bones. Okay, so hopping over to the 2017 real quick, because we got to get into that a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
don't think we need to spend too much
we
time.
don't, we don't, we
This was
don't.
not good.
It wasn't good. And you know what gets me about this movie is they had a lot of different things that I actually thought was like decent and I thought could have been good, but it just wasn't good. Like the whole time I'm just like, "Oh, that's really weird." Like the putties and everything that she made her little henchmen, there was little like those creatures made out of rocks and stuff. I was like,
Yep.
this is not, these are weird. It's just weird.
Even
And
just their uniforms as Power Rangers. I'm like, I
oh
get they
yeah,
wanted to do an updated version. They could have done an updated version and still left like the original look to them, like still made them resemble. They look nothing like the original outfits.
right. And then I did like when oh sorry, I have something in my eye. So they're all like losers and delinquents. And I'm all like, see, I don't like this either, that they're not all like, good, upstanding citizens of the community like in the original one. I was
Oh,
just
and
like,
but I do think that Zordon kind of lets on to that, like these are the Power Rangers. Like he can't even believe, but I agree. I dislike that they all meet in like detention and shit because they all are horrible human beings.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I okay, so then I love how Billy is like, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's got like Asperger's or whatever, but he gets killed, right? And Zordon's whole play here is to be like brought back to life. He's like, get me out of this wall or whatever. And Alpha's like, Zordon, I have to help you and everything. And Billy dies, but he uses the power crystal
Yes, because only
multiverse.
one can come back.
Yeah, so he brings back Billy, and I'm like, oh, fuck that kid. He wasn't all that special anyways. And then Rita, she wants to, so she gathers up all this gold, which I want to talk about real quick if you're cool with it. Her going on her murder spree or whatever. And I love how she, okay, so the first thing she does is she's like, like I said before, she's all Zorgified when they pull her out of the
Yes, because
ocean.
she gets picked up by a fishing boat that just
Yeah.
picks her up with the fish. They don't even realize it till they're emptying it, and they think it's just a old dead body.
Yeah, and I love how they put it with their fish, and I'm like, that you can't serve that fish now, right? You can't sell that. I would be
Don't think they
upset.
knew it was in there till they went to empty the
Yeah,
boat.
no, they put it in with the ice, with the other
Oh,
fish
that's
down
right. That's right. Yeah,
below.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
I don't care what's going on. You can't put that with your food. Like that's gross. You're horrible fisherman. Anyways, and then I love, and then so then she's just attacking homeless people left and right for their gold teeth, which I'm like, is that what homeless people are known for? Their gold fillings.
Oh,
And
well, she
then
walks into the jewelry store and she's
that's what
like,
I was
I'm
gonna.
here for gold.
Yeah. So I love when she walks into that jewelry store, right? And she's just got like hamburger face and everything. And the jewelry store lady, right? I would have been right off the bat been like, listen, your teeth, your gold teeth wand needs to get off the counter, honey, because that's fucking gross. And then she's like, can I help you? And I'd be like, don't help her. She's like, I want gold and everything. And then she goes she's like, I want gold to bring back Goldar. And I'm all like, honey, she doesn't know what you're talking about. Okay. You're talking like a gypsy woman and everything.
Why
And
didn't
then
she hit the alarm button and then say to her in like one quick breath, I'll be right with you. Let me finish up with these customers? Because I would be like, hey, Bob, there's a customer for you.
right,
You
right.
know?
Which let me just say right now, if I was those customers, I would have like bounced like right away
Yeah,
when I saw it. They'd have been like, listen, I'm not into homelessness right
I'll
now.
come back on Tuesday when the
Yeah,
store's not busy.
yeah. And then when she goes, come here. And then she like starts reaching into her mouth. I'd have been like, listen, I'm done with you now. Okay. You're gross. You just put your nasty fingernails in my mouth. I'm unhappy. Okay. I'm gonna
And
go.
do
I
that
quit.
many people have gold fillings or gold teeth? Because I thought you got silver or
Yeah.
clear fillings. I know you
Yeah.
can get gold ones, but she makes it sound like everybody gets gold fillings. I've never
Right.
been offered them. That's not a lifestyle I lead, apparently.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you. I've never been offered gold fillings. I didn't even know you could still get them if you can still get them. But then I love how that cop shows up and he's just shooting at her and everything. And then she just destroys everything. She's like, fuck this. I'm just gonna kill everybody by blowing it up. And I'm like, okay, look at you, honey.
She went to
Um,
100 real fast.
yeah, real quick. And then I love how, okay, so then moving over to when she attacks Trini in her
Yes.
house, right? So Trini's all sleeping, right? And she's all like, Yellow Ranger. And then she's like throwing up against the wall and she's like, you want to see my power? And then she gets like crap in her face. And I'm like, okay, you pulled a Lady Gaga. Big fucking whoop. Okay. I'm like, Lady Gaga did it like 4 years ago, honey. Like, you got to pull out something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Try being original.
yeah, exactly. And then she's all like, you would you and then she's like, oh, you're hurting me, please don't. And she's like, I'm just kidding and everything. And I'm like, well, you should learn to joke, honey, because we both should be laughing. And so yeah, and then so she so then we get to where because this whole time they can't shapeshift and get their
Morph.
yeah, they
Can't
can't
morph.
morph. Yeah, there we can. And then finally once Billy dies, they're able to morph into the Power Rangers and get their suits. But by then, Rita can create Goldar, which I don't understand. None of this makes fucking sense to me, but all I know is Krispy Kremes are delicious. And that's
Wait,
where the
I thought he was like when he said they're at Krispy Kreme. I was like, oh, he's lying, and she's gonna believe him because she doesn't know what Krispy Kremes are.
right
But
on.
girl, get a dozen.
Exactly. She ate one, and like the fact that she didn't even comment about how delicious they are was just a tragedy, in my opinion. Because I was like, I'm sorry, Krispy Kreme, no contest. They're just delicious. And then we get that battle sequence in the water where they're like, I don't know what was going on there. They like jump into the water and they're fighting the putty rockman. I'm like, what's going on here? This is ridiculous. And so they get their Zords and they're like fighting and everything. Which can we just real quick? I just want to say when she was eating her Krispy Kreme, it had sprinkles, which I was like, ew. You
No,
don't
you
eat
want
this.
just the glaze.
Yeah, the
The
glaze, that's it.
original Krispy
Yeah.
Kreme.
Yeah, I hate when they add all that extra shit. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like you can have that if you want, but I don't need all that shit. I'll order
My
like
whole thing is why did you change something that was already delicious?
exactly. Plus I hate sprinkles. It's just mini candles. It's just wax and it's gross. Anyways, so then they're fighting her with their Zords, right? And they're all like, hold the line. And I'm like, what do you mean hold the line? Why don't you guys and then they change
Like
into
Red Rover
exactly,
and
exactly.
Billy
That's
Red
exactly what it was. And then
Rover.
they're and then they finally become a giant robot and defeat the bad guy, right? And then they like, become friends in detention. And then there's the Tommy Easter egg at the end or whatever. I did not like this movie very like there was some stuff I did like about it, but and overall, like the Mastodon Zord didn't even look like a fucking Mastodon. It had
No,
6 legs and a weird gunner like horn thing at the front. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I
Um,
definitely like the 95 better, but that's only because it was made so close to the original series. It actually is the original series actors and actresses, and it gives the
mhm,
same vibe. There isn't a disconnect. And this
right.
new one, I just kind of go, it's missing so much to because the Power Rangers are supposed to be like good and encompassing all that is,
Mhm.
saving the world and doing great things. And I feel like at the end that Zordon's just kind of like, and they went back to their lives to live them better. And I'm
Mhm.
like, no, 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 that's not how the Power Rangers work. They're like the Batman. You send up the symbol and they come a running. They
Yeah,
turn into
yeah.
their little light beam and
And they're
come to headquarters.
exactly. That's how it works and everything. So okay. With the original one, you did like it. What was your favorite? Okay, so your favorite Power Ranger was the pink one, I think. I think that's what you said. What was your
For
favorite
acting purposes, yes,
what was
that's
your
more I
favorite
like her
Zord
in general.
in
What
that
what?
one? What was your favorite Zord in that one?
Oh, definitely the white one.
Oh,
The
right on.
white
Yeah.
one.
I would have to agree. Well, I don't know. I liked the crane. I liked the flying ones, both the flying ones. They were pretty cool. I'll say the white one too, the Falcon. That was a pretty cool Zord because his wings could throw forward and then he shot missiles and stuff.
Yeah.
It was super fun.
I was like, that's a new one.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. It was super fun. Okay. Is there anything you want to add about either one of these movies?
Um, I kind of go, I think anyone who has children under the age of like 9, I think they would love these.
Right on.
Me, not so much.
Oh, okay. Right on. I still
I'd
loved it.
recommend them for parents if you're someone like you that grew up watching Power Rangers, definitely you probably already seen the original 1995, but
Hmm.
watch the 2017 so then you can get a real appreciation for the 95 version.
Hmm. Right on. Right on. Yeah.
What
No.
about you?
I loved the original movie, even though it is like it's all corny and shit, and it's just a lot of one-liners, and which is so stupid. I still love it. It is nostalgic because it did, like you said, it was like after season two, I believe, of the
Mhm.
show, they went into this movie, and then they had season three, and it was like right after the original Red, Yellow, and Black Ranger actors left the show, so we got those three new people and everything. But I really I love this movie. And the second one, you don't like it?
I'm not a fan. I just feel like if you're gonna do something, you can remake stuff, but you don't have to take away. Like it would have been great if they would have kept to the, excuse me, every time there was a sequence or they were about to do something, they showed that flipping sequence in the 95 version, which they also did in the show.
Oh,
They
right
had their
on.
one-liner catchphrases and they did everything together as we saw in the 95. They rollerbladed, they skydived, they went to weird planets and did things. And in the newer version, there isn't that camaraderie, I guess, or that friendship of one, we're
Hmm.
here for each other no matter what and
Right on.
doing things together. So you didn't get that same love of the Power Rangers in general. Like, no matter how cheesy the 95 version is with their feeling like they're reading off of a cue card, and you still get that they're a team feeling
Hmm.
in the 2017, I feel like they're all like pinch hitters. Like they're like, Bobby wouldn't come back. Amy's not here. Let's hey Timmy, you want to try give this a try?
Oh, gotcha. Right on. Yeah, I didn't like the 2017 version. I just it was like they were trying to reinvent the wheel. And I was
Mm.
like, you really don't need to reinvent it. I think you could just lean on, what came before you. And
Yeah, I feel like we said the same thing. You just said it better.
no. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll take that. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up there, you guys. But thank you so much for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated and everything. We'll give you little fun facts about the movie and everything. Also, you guys, we have an Instagram if you want to check us out there and everything. That's BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Now, if you listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify, can you please leave us a 5-star review, you guys? We would really appreciate it, and it helps us out immensely. We'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. You can hit the like button, everything. It costs you $0 to do so, so we really appreciate it. Also, we have started a Patreon, you guys, with like plenty of different levels to suit whatever your interests are. And on our Patreon, we go through franchises. We've done let's see, what have we done? We've done Scream.
Scream.
We did Bring It On, the Bring It On series. We
Oh,
did the
that was
Jurassic
rough. You
Park
guys will love it.
series. Yeah. So, but there's plenty of them up there if you guys want to check it out and everything. It's super fine and totally affordable. And the link for that will be in the description down below and everything. But you guys, I'm gonna say the most important thing, and that is don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.